going on, everyone? It's episode 199, recorded on Sunday, March 17th, 2024. It's St. Patrick's Day. I'm John, and hey, Drew, what's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? I've never paid to have a garbanzo bean on my face.
What is up, everybody? On tonight's episode, March 10th, Mario Day has come and it's gone, and let's chat about it. Chubbies, monthly mayhem, Apple's reviews, lots of good stuff going on. We'll explain and give you an update on all of them. And we introduce a new subtopic called Redoing the Nintendo Dads. What does it mean? You'll find out shortly. John, buddy, happy St. Patrick's Day. Did you have some corned beef and cabbage today?
No, my brother did. Look, I'm an Italian family.
Yeah.
Michelle is part Irish, Scottish. She doesn't want it, but like my brother makes a crock pot corned beef and cabbage. Well, let's be honest, his wife does.
Sure.
And he loves it every year. So I told Michelle, I mean, like, I assume I can't go to the store and get corned beef today. I was like, next year we should make this. And she's terrified.
Easy. It's really not that hard, though.
I assume you throw corned beef in a crock pot with, she doesn't like cooked lettuce.
Well, I wouldn't throw the cabbage in early, right? You could do the cabbage a little bit later. Probably do that towards the end and throw that in.
I'm curious. I like corned beef.
Yeah, it's a good piece of meat. I mean, it's good once a year. I had some today. I went to my mom's house. I didn't make it. I went to her house. But yeah, it was good. Potatoes and some carrots.
Yeah.
Right. Some soda bread. I mean, yeah, we're an Irish family. We have some Irish in us. But yeah, it was good stuff.
See?
Like I said, it's like Thanksgiving dinner. It's good once a year for me.
Oh, I do like a good turkey 2 or 3 times a year.
I am making turkey. I'm hosting Easter, and I said, "Can I just make a turkey? That's easy." So we're having a turkey dinner for Easter.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's great. It's easy. Just wake up, you put it in.
Can I be super honest here? My family doesn't listen to this show.
Well, you hope not.
It was a year ago. We went to my mother-in-law's house and she was cooking. We don't usually go to their place. They're older.
Sure.
She can't cook like she used to. I don't know. She has the weirdest recipe. She's very picky about food. She doesn't like seasoning or whatever. She was making ribs in the oven.
Okay.
And I talked to you about this. And chicken drumsticks. She likes chicken drumsticks. Okay. Both being baked. Okay, fine. And I was like, ooh, ribs. Like, I'd never heard that she is making ribs. And I was like,
it's not her specialty. Yeah.
I know. And I was excited. I was like, ooh, we're having ribs. All right. In the oven? Okay. That's weird. They were disgusting. They were like stiff. I did not enjoy the ribs.
Okay.
So after that, I was curious about, is there a ribs recipe for the oven?
Yeah,
and that's why this year I have like probably about 5 times now made ribs in the oven. It is not how you usually make them, but it's easy. And I can make really good ribs in the oven. And I found out this morning she is making ribs again for Easter. And I am terrified. I was like, is there some way we can like leak her the recipe? She can do this if she follows the recipe. I don't think she takes the meniscus off. You know, the meniscus that you're supposed to take off the ribs and makes them softer. I'm trying to figure out how I can convince her. Like, I'm going to ask my brother-in-law if like you can send this recipe over.
Maybe she just
and her drumsticks. She doesn't cook them.
They're like you guys are going to have to like eat before you go.
I'm really
those
worried.
Situations.
I cannot stand undercooked chicken. Not like it's not like undercooked like deadly.
It's like when it's slimy or like that slimy. It's like
it shouldn't be white. It should be brown. I don't know. So I'm kind of dreading Easter.
I like a nice crispy chicken. I hear you there.
Yeah.
With the skin, you want like a crunch.
Yes, it's got to be a little crispy on the outside. It's it's terrible. And the ribs, oh my God, they were so disappointing. I hope she doesn't do it again.
Oh boy. Good luck with that. I said 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today is Easter. Imagine that.
It's an early Easter.
Mm.
Are we? Oh, we're recording on Easter. Are we recording on Easter?
We might want to. I mean, we could do it Saturday or something. We'll figure it out, or Monday night.
Yeah. I think I'll be fine, but like, I don't know. We'll see. All right.
I think. Oh, on Easter, actually, no. I think I should be fine as well. It's the night before. Actually, I have something, but Easter night, yeah, I should be fine.
Okay. We can dress up like rabbits.
Well,
what are you looking for?
If I have any Easter clothes, I don't know.
I like your Celtic shirt on.
You like that?
That's how you're celebrating.
I'm watching the Celtics right now. I'm like so balls deep into basketball. It's insane. March Madness, Sunday. I don't know why. You asked me a year ago, I hated basketball, but
who do you think the Celtics are going to lose to in the playoffs this year?
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks are there. Is who they always lose to. That's like their enemy.
Celtics have had a lot of good teams, and they just can't even get close to a championship. But I don't know. Well, they're always good every year.
They've won a bunch, but
a long time ago they did.
I know. Yeah, they had that run.
Yeah, I mean that was like when I was a kid.
True.
Yesterday was my blind anniversary.
What does that mean?
That's when I went like double vision a year ago.
Wow. I thought you meant like you'd have blinds in your house a year ago.
No.
But blind that was all
that would be cool.
I was like, that's a weird thing to remember.
I had a bunch of plans. Ago? Yeah, I had a bunch of plans for it. We had Cedric's sort of cake day yesterday. He turns 17 on Tuesday. And we had his cake day yesterday. Completely forgot yesterday. I was gonna break out my I could do it now. I was gonna break out my eye patch for my family, and then I was gonna play the Hogwarts Legacy game because I haven't played it since a year ago.
But you ended up finishing it, right?
Oh, I had already rolled credits on it. I was trying to 100% it.
Can we roll tape back here for a minute? What do you say he had his cake day yesterday?
Well, it wasn't his birthday, but we celebrated with family yesterday.
Okay, I did that today. So I get it. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to play Hogwarts Legacy for the first time in a year. And I totally forgot, actually. But
interesting.
Yeah. Horrible times.
So this Friday's PAX East. I've never been to a game and convention show before, but this year, John, it's different. I will be attending all day Saturday. I got my Dad's After Dark shirt ready to go. We printed some business cards that we're going to hand out, right? That have a little QR code. I'm just going to we bought 500 of them. And I know that seems very excessive, John, but it was only $30.
Yeah.
$30 for 500 business cards. I thought, fuck it. It was like $23 for 250. So I said, just get the 500. Right. My plan is to just litter this convention center. I'm going to be that guy. That's just like they're going to get
to strangers.
Yeah, they'll be on the floor. They'll be on the tables. They'll just be. I hope drop a business card in, and maybe you win a prize. Just drop them in. That's.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm going for. Get the word of mouth. We'll have to see our stats for the week after to see if we get an extra 3 listens or something. And then
we should have a good topic for the next. Well, we're doing episode 200. Next episode.
That's a good point. Yep.
And we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for that. But we got to make sure we do something that's really catchy.
Agreed. So the best part about this PAX East weekend is it's my birthday Wednesday. So this is my celebration day. Mr. Bob Cousy himself is flying out from Denver to go to PAX East. Not only that, the one and only Hambone Johnny is driving up to Boston to go to PAX East.
He was the original like PAX goer.
Exactly. And I joined the bandwagon after they two planned it. So my point is they both ended up booking hotels in Boston in the city. I think they're at separate hotels. I don't really know. But I said, well, shit, guys, I'll come up Friday night if I can sleep at one of your hotels. Right? Can I?
They were that sounds great. Hambone, you should do that.
Yeah. So
No.
So I don't know who, but I will be driving up Friday night. I'm hoping we can have a nice dinner somewhere. Maybe we'll find a barcade, and I'm just going to crash in one of their hotels. And then all day Saturday we have, we're going to they bought 3-day tickets. I think they're going Thursday, Friday, Saturday or something like that. Or
I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So maybe they're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't realize this thing's 8 a.m. to midnight. Where that's too long of a day for me. I'll go from 10 to 6 or something. But yeah, I'm excited to hang out with the guys. I wish you were there, John. Wouldn't bring back the Four Horsemen, but I get it. I've never been to one of these things. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm sure it'll be a fun time.
There'll be some lines. I've never been to one, but I love. I mean, I've always kind of wanted to go to PAX. I always seem to like hit PAX West sometime, but like it's lines and stuff and playing games, demos of games that are coming out, games that are already out.
But
so
I
I mean,
think it'll
definitely
just be the experience of walking around, like seeing the booths, like seeing the vendors that are selling merchandise and stuff like that. I mean, we both know there's not going to be a ton of Nintendo games to play, but maybe this will open me up to some other games, get my knowledge up to speed, and just kind of hang out, have some fun.
There will be games that are on Nintendo.
Oh, sure. There'll be some indie games. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of what some indie games coming out, right? For example, like Pepper Grinder's coming out, even the Plucky Squire. Like maybe those might be playable demos. You never know.
Rift of the Necro Dancer.
Yeah.
What's the one? The one from the Celeste.
Oh yeah.
Everblade. I can't remember. Yeah, I have like 5 or so games that I'm waiting on that should have been out by now that strangely are just not.
Yeah.
What is it? Pepper Grinder. Mina the Hollower, Earthblade, Hades 2. Yeah. So but there's always surprises and things you didn't know about that are going to be the highlights there. Yeah. That'll be cool. I went to Comic-Con. I've been to the Denver Comic-Con. Nice. The thing is, I'm not into comics, so not everything catches my eye, but PAX would be like everything would catch my eye.
Well, every booth will be mostly video game or board games. I'm sure there'll be some of that type of stuff, but
right. Maybe some booth babes. Get some pictures.
Yeah. I like that. Oh. I try to control myself, though. I mean, we got to drive home that night, so I can't. I'm sure they sell alcohol there, right?
Probably. I don't know.
Is this something like I need to bring a backpack? Like, should I be prepared? Should I bring my Switch? Like, I still have a lot of questions I'm not sure of.
I am going to guess you're going to get promotional bags, and so you put your swag in the promotional bag. But you might ask somebody who's been there before. I don't know. I don't think you need to bring a backpack in. In fact, you probably don't want to bring a backpack in.
Yeah.
I bet you'll get a bag when you go. That's how the other comic conventions are. They give you a bag.
You don't need your Switch, right? I mean, do I need my Switch, though?
No.
You don't need to play games. You interact with the people.
Yeah. You could do like 3DS and Street Pass maybe just for a goofy fun, but I don't even know if
no.
I don't do that. Yeah. No. Don't bring your Switch. Don't bring anything that you got to keep an eye on.
You had a big snowstorm. I mean, it's 60 degrees out here today. You're having snowstorms. What's going on?
I think we got to like 55 today too. We got about a foot, a little bit more than a foot of snow.
Oh, Jesus.
Wednesday night, right? Wednesday night. And
Thursday.
then, it was all day Thursday.
Oh, okay.
We got about a half a foot on Thursday, and then it kind of stopped. And then, luckily, like Friday it melted. Saturday it's been melting, so there's still a lot of snow in the back, but I think about a foot of snow has melted away in the back because it's been pretty sunny. The kids didn't have school anyway. It didn't.
Why did they have school?
Really matter. There was parent teacher conferences Thursday, and then it was a teacher administrative day Friday. And then the kids didn't get the whole, we don't have to go to school because they weren't going to go anyway. But they didn't have to do the parent teacher conferences, so that's good. Yeah. That's the biggest snow we've had in 3 years.
Wow. And it's in March.
And
is March typically a snowy season for you or no?
We can get snow. It's a wetter snow. Usually when we get snow, it's very dry. But this was really wet, and it took out some branches all over.
That's New England snow for you.
Yeah. I bet our backyard's going to have a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look too bad. But I've seen some branches and stuff broken. Sucks. But, no big deal. But it's nice and white and snowy outside. Feels Christmassy. But having a foot and a half of snow on the trampoline had me worried. And I was shoveling snow on the trampoline.
From like the side or on top of it?
Okay, so I opened up the right, and I was like sticking the shovel in, making sure not to dig into the net. There's like one little tear. And then I had to throw the snow over the net. So I mean, I was like, whoa, like that. It worked. I got like half the snow off.
You're like, that's good enough.
Yeah, the net looks good. I'm hoping I didn't do anything bad to the net, but I was being really careful about it.
Huh.
So, yeah. Anywho, let's get to the games we've been playing.
Alrighty.
We have been playing. Look, I didn't like Sparks of Hope. I loved Mario and Rabbids. I didn't like Sparks of Hope. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would like it.
Yeah.
Before we get into this, you and I both bought the DLC.
We did,
because it was on. All of them were on sale. There were 3 DLCs, and I had to look up what the DLCs were. I knew there was Rayman, and then there was the Tower of Doom, and then there was the last Spark Hunter. I'm a sucker for DLC, and it was like, I think it was like $12 or something like that for all 3, right?
Yeah, it was
cheap.
Yep.
Ubisoft, baby. And
gotta love it.
we're going to talk about the Tower of Doom in a second, but I wanted to point this out. One of the things that I hated about Sparks of Hope was the stupid animations that they would play when you would do your special techniques, right?
I like them. I mean, they're very well done the first few times.
Shut up. The animations are stupid. And what makes them stupid is you will see them, the same one, 3 or 4 times in a battle. And what makes them really, really stupid is you don't see them. They don't do the animations on the battlefield. They do the stupid animations on a black background. Like some designer just made it, and it's like they just play a video. It's like you don't see the person doing it in the place they're doing it. That's what bothers me the most. They are about 4 seconds. They're repetitive. And if you want to skip it, you got to hold down B for a second. Okay. Well, now I have to watch the damn thing for a second. They have an option that you just press B. But when you press B, it still does the little circle. It's just you don't have to hold the button down. It still takes a second.
Wait, where's that option?
There is an option to make it to you just tap B. But you still have to wait a second because they do the circle. It's the dumbest thing.
Sure.
I was talking to you about it yesterday, and I said, I hate these fucking animations. I really do. They make me angry. And I went to do another Google for it, and it turns out you can turn them off, and that option is in the camera options.
Makes sense.
They put it in the camera options. I never even looked there.
It's like cinema. It's like weird. They call it something weird.
They call it like technique cinematics.
That's what. Yeah.
It's like, let me tell you this: if they would have never put those animations in, I think their review would have been at least a half point higher because I enjoy the game so much more without having those animations. Because you said to me, they're no big deal. They're quick. You press B, you skip it.
Yeah.
It's that it breaks your flow. You're like, do the thing. And in the first game, they didn't have these cinematics. So you would be like, Mario, do your thing so that if people move, you shoot them. And you see Mario go like that.
Yeah.
And in this game, it's like it fades to black, and then you see that Mario. It's so stupid. But I enjoy this game at least a half point, maybe a full point more.
Incredible.
Just with those animations being
gone. We'd have to look back to see what you gave it for a score.
Yeah. No, but it keeps the flow. I'm in the flow. The animations pull you out. It's like, okay, I'm in the flow. I like this better. So
yeah,
I like it a lot better. Let's talk about Tower of Doom.
Let's talk about Tower of Doom. So the thing we got to be upfront and say the nice thing is that you download the DLC, and as soon as you start up the new screen, it's literally like 4 blots. And it's like, what do you want to play? The original game or the other 3 DLC? It's I do like that because we've talked in the past about games like Dead Cells that is such a great game and all this DLC, and it's hard to find it. And there are a lot of games that do that, and it's like hidden. This is all independent DLC, which I personally, I wish every game was independent DLC because it just.
What do you mean by that?
That you still need the base game to play it, but it's not connected. It's not an extended story. It's completely separate.
Right.
Because now I haven't played this game in years. I can just go into this game. I can pick it up. And it's like, I don't have to load the original game. I don't have to do anything. I can just play the game and enjoy it.
Right. You have a fresh story, fresh characters. Yeah.
Yes.
All 3 of them are like that. It's great.
Which I love.
Yeah.
So I think we both played Tower of Doom quite a bit. That's the first one.
Tower of Doom.
Doom.
There's like 5 O's in it. 6.
So I actually really enjoyed this better than I think the base game. And the reason is a few things. Hambone Beepo is very little, almost non-existent in the Tower of Doom.
No Beepo.
So that's huge. But there's almost zero story, right? I think that was my biggest problem with the original game was there was too much dialogue for this type of game. This Tower of Doom has almost no dialogue. It's just fantastic, right? So you're in this hub. You're almost in like a circus tent, I feel like, but you're in a tower. And it's cool because you have your shop, you have this lady in the middle who looks like a friggin'
It's like a fortune teller type thing.
And then you have like 3 portals behind her. And essentially the idea is there's 10 floors in the tower, and you have to climb each floor, but you get to pick which type of battle you do, right? So you have 3 portals, the 3 options. You start with pretty much minimal stuff. You're all level 1, and it kind of assigns you a couple of the characters, and it really doesn't assign you any of the sparks. And then you pick which level you want to play, and each level has different rewards. So it might be a new character, it could be a new spark, it could be extra coins, and each level might also be different goal, right? So it might be get to the point, it might be survive the battle, it might be kill all the enemies, etc., etc. But what I love about it again is there's no storyline. You go in, you play your level, you get your rewards, you come out, you go back to the central hub, you upgrade your characters on whatever way you want. You give them their skill points, and then you're ready for round 2, and that's it. It's snappy, it's quick, it's fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, what's your take on it, John?
It sucks.
Really?
I agree. There's none of the overworld stuff. It is you play through 10 levels and then you fight a boss and then it's done.
Yeah.
I like that part. And then like you said, you have the choices, and you can tell like they have like, I don't know, it's a little confusing. They say level because there's 10 levels, but like you can decide. What I like about it is you choose the rewards you want. We were talking earlier about there was at one point where if I did one portal, then the rewards I would get Peach, right? But the other rewards was I get 75% of my health, which I needed because I was running low.
Yeah.
And so I chose that direction, and I didn't end up getting Peach. So you get to decide your rewards and stuff. It feels like somebody at Ubisoft made a roguelike after being told what a roguelike is for 10 minutes. Because it feels like a roguelike mode, right? But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a roguelike mode, because if you die, you can just redo the level. Yep. So you don't actually ever lose your run. You can only just decide you want to quit it because it's not going well. Like you said today, you almost quit your run because where you got to and the health and all that was not good.
Correct. And I didn't have a great, like I said, you're building up your character, your skill tree, right? Like I think me and you were talking, we both made it to a final boss and we had totally different characters and totally different builds, because it is kind of randomized on who you start with, and then it depends on which journey you go and who you unlock. So that part is cool from a replayability factor. Is it might be easy, or it could be very difficult.
Yeah. You get random sparks at the beginning too, so you're not really building from like one base, right? Which is weird, because like I never got any. I don't know. I guess I kind of took the easier route all the way up because I'm still getting my sea legs on it. But I started off with a set of sparks, and I don't think I really ever gained one. I was leveling them up, but I don't feel like I started from nothing and then built like a roguelike. You know, it was like, here's some random stuff. And like, I don't know what I'm building up for. I don't know that I'm building up to this particular boss that I know how to beat.
If
I got there and,
I would have taken different choices.
We got to talk about the boss of the second one. So there's a first tower we both did pretty easily, and then a second tower called Premium
1,
which was harder. Yeah.
Yep. So
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
And then spoiling it, John. It literally is called Premium 1.
It's called Premium.
No, it's not. It's called Premium 1. There's a big 1 in a circle next to the word premium.
Earlier today, Drew finished the premium tower, which I was getting close to the end of, and he goes, "Oh, there's a second premium. There's a premium too."
What the fuck?
And I was like, "Oh, spoilers!" And you're like, "Oh, we knew there would be." And I said, "Then why were you so surprised?" And he's like, "Because you confirmed it."
Also, let's be honest. No one that's listening to this podcast is playing this game besides me.
No one's playing this shitty. Remember when the DLC came out? We did it on a show. I said, nobody's playing the DLC. You and I did not know anybody playing this DLC. No. And there were people in the Discord who love this game.
And here we are.
Didn't play. And here we are. I was its least fan.
Listen, and I have zero regrets on purchasing this DLC. I'm super enjoying it. I'm going to talk about the next DLC that I already started it after we're done with this.
All right. Let me just talk about this final boss. Yes. Listen to this, guys. The final boss of the premium tower has a gazillion HP.
A lot of HP.
A ton. I mean, super, super spongy. Your attacks take nothing out of him.
Almost like 9,000, I think, and you hit for like 150.
Yeah, exactly. If you hit him at too close a range, which is really not that far, he will counterattack, take out a shitload of your health, and then actually add that health to himself.
I couldn't figure that out.
He does area. What's that?
If you're too close to, I couldn't figure out why he would attack me back.
If you attack within, if you attack within a certain range, and it's a big range, he will hit you back.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry to interrupt.
He can hit you through blocks. He can hit multiple characters at once. Refill his own health. He's the most unfair freaking boss in the world, and the only way I beat him was I had Luigi from a mile away, and I would hit him for little bits from a mile away so that he couldn't counterattack me. And at some point, the boss and one of the other enemies were just standing there, and for whatever reason, the AI wouldn't come towards my Rabid Rosalina and my Bowser. So I would just stand there. I was like, hey, if I just stand here, he doesn't come to me. That's great. Because if he comes toward, if that boss just started walking towards my characters, there's no way I would have beat him.
Yeah.
It just decided to just stay still for some reason. And it took me 25 minutes of just beep, 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 beep. So a really dumb boss. That being said, I might do premium too.
I'll tell you what, it's the tower's quick. You've already beaten the whole tower in a couple hours.
It's a little longer than I'd like, but yeah, it's probably a couple hours. It just feels like the levels
story, there's no dialogue. You just playing battle after battle, and you're going back and upgrading your team and building your team. I like, if you like the gameplay, it's snappy, it's quick, it's a good DLC so far. I think that first one was Tower of Dooom.
After a couple towers, I have a better idea of what I'm doing. It just disappoints me. It's not really a roguelike. It's like a pretend roguelike. But whatever, I'll work on the second.
Sure. Agreed. So the last Spark Hunter, I started that one, John. I probably put an hour and a half into it. This one is very different DLC. This one, you start with every imaginable thing unlocked. Every character, every spark, they're all max level 30. You have skill points, it's all unlocked. So that was an interesting tater off the bat. So now you just build your team based on whatever characters you want. The thing with this one is it's back to the concept of there's an overworld map that you have to navigate your way through with puzzles and battles throughout of it. You're in some enchanted forest musical theory play. I don't know what it is. It's okay. It's back to that original, like I said, that overworld that you just kind of get flustered and lost in, and you got to use your. It's just an extension of one of the planets, I guess you could say, in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, the what do you call it? Like the cover art is like King Bomb Bomb, which I'm kind of excited for, but I have seen zero bombs so far. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm about an hour and a half in. I think the Tower of Dooom is significantly better, but I don't know how long this one is. We'll see.
Okay. I'm interested to play that one. I'm interested mostly in the Rayman one.
Yeah.
But I like that. It sounds like it's more like the game.
It's just an extra planet.
Yeah,
So
because
far.
I love the Donkey Kong DLC from the first game. That was
Mhm.
incredible. And so I'm kind of hoping for something like that. I don't know if that's Rayman or what, but
Yep.
all right. And we're playing them in order because Tower of Doom was the first one.
Yep.
Okay.
Then the last Spark Hunter, and then that last one is actually, I think, you introduces Raymond as a playable character, right?
I don't know.
I think. I don't know
Honestly,
either.
I
I
was
don't
so
know.
uninterested. Yeah.
I can't believe we talked this long about Sparks of Hope DLC.
I am sure everyone listening is also surprised we talked this long.
I guarantee you, we just got 1 to 2 people to buy this.
Sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm enjoying it. I like the game.
No, I'm saying sorry to them. We both played Balatro a little bit more. I was surprised to see you had only beat Balatro the one time, and then you updated, I think, yesterday or today, and you beat it 2 times.
I did.
So I passed you at some point, I guess. I don't know.
This game is I'd like to consider myself a little above average video gamer. I don't get it. I just don't fucking get this game, I think. It's just not for me. I've tried. If you look, I probably put at least 10 hours into it. It's not, I can't fathom. I get the concept, but I don't execute it. For whatever reason, my execution is not the right strategy, and I don't think I care enough to uncover what the true strategy is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've had that happen in roguelikes too, where you're just
I have a strategy
what?
that works, but it's like I don't have the motivation to really figure out why my strategy isn't the best strategy.
It's probably a situation where you would stumble on a strategy and then you go, "Oh, I get what I'm supposed to do now."
I was talking to Hambone a little bit about it. Like, do you add cards or subtract cards? Because I'm more of a guy that just like keeps my deck pretty much the same and do a lot of planet cards and very few tarot cards. So like, I'm not really adding or subtracting cards. I'm just trying to keep fits in my multiplier, and I don't think that's the best strategy.
It's just like Slay the Spire too. Whatever happened, whatever strategy you sort of pick up on the beginning, you try to build on.
You gotta stay with it, yeah.
Like if you get like some, like for example, straight, planet cards, then you try to find the Joker where you can do straights with 4 cards. You try to find that cool Joker that lets you skip cards, and you just work with the straight. It gets a little weird because if you start going down a strategy of flush or 3 of a kind or whatever. Like I'll be later in the game and be like, "Ooh, I have a full house," but it's like playing the full house would be a stupid idea because
3 of a kind would be better.
Yeah, like
play the pair.
Literally don't play the pair. So it doesn't play like poker towards the end.
It doesn't.
Depends on your strategy, but flush is a good strategy. I've had a good straight hand. I think I won one of my matches by playing straights.
Me too.
It just depends what cards you get early on. I don't know. I'm of the same mindset of Slay the Spire, where it's like you want less cards because you want your more powerful cards. Like if you were playing for flushes and you can get rid of 4 spades, you make it more likely you can get a flush. Just don't try to get spade flushes. So that's what I kind of do. There were, if you're playing for straights, you try to get rid of ranks. So I'll try to get rid of certain numbers, I guess. Maybe not the best strategy, but like I got rid of all my 2s. So I couldn't play an ace through 5 straight, but I could play the other straights and have more chances of getting a straight because that whole rank was gone. You just play different cards. You hope to get something lucky. I like the planet cards.
Me too.
There was one planet card that levels up all of them, which is really nice.
I've never seen that one.
It levels up every hand by 1. Good.
Listen, at the end of the day, I know people are obsessed and love this game. For me, I'm going to stay with it. It was okay. I see the excitement for people. It's not a Drew game. And I put my time in. I submitted a couple scores for Mayhem. I've moved on. I moved on.
At least I'm in front of somebody because I'm towards the bottom too.
That's all I have to do. I think I had you in one category. In like one category, I was second to last place. That was it.
I like it. I'm not like as addicted to it as some other people. But I like it. It's a game I'll come back to. It's easy to play while watching Netflix or whatever.
It is a really good handheld watching TV game. It's perfect for that.
Yeah. And it has that, the good game design where every time you play, you feel like you can break the game. You feel like you can do a really good run. And there's other games, like other roguelikes, that aren't as good because you feel like you can never be really powerful and dominate. Griftlands was one that's like that. It's too tame, you know? This game, you can just break and it's fun to like try. So I see why.
Yeah. So Balatros. Before we move on to this game, I have to go back for a second because I have a question for you about.
Is it about Tower of Doom?
It's about Tower of Doom. One thing that grinds my gears is because we talked about just like watching TV and playing handheld, and this is another good one for that. At the end of a level, when you beat a level, it counts down 3, 2, 1, coin rush mode.
It's like, so stupid.
How many times have you just like you beat a run and like you're exhausted, like you put it down, you like watch it, and then I'm like, and then it's like time's up, and I'm like, fuck. Like you didn't.
Oh,
you just
I haven't had that happen, but yeah,
just missed all of the coin rush mode.
Give me some freaking coins. I gotta like chase them down now.
Just give me plus 100 coins for beating the level. Like that. Just. All right, that's it. We're done with this game.
All right. I was just imagining people were like skip. Jeez. Let me go over. I don't have too much, but I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I have been so slow at it, but I'm up to chapter 6 now. And that's when we go to the beach and we get to see Tifa and Aerith in bikinis. I'm very excited.
Screenshots?
I think I'm close. Oh, I'll send you all the screenshots. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I'm just playing it very slow because Helldivers 2. Drew, I have to 120 hours of Helldivers 2.
God bless you.
I have played in like 40 days. I hit the level cap. Level 50. I just got all the stratagems today. I've bought every single upgrade. I have really nothing I can do except continue to buy things out of the catalog, but there's nothing really there that I need at all. I love it. So, and that has totally eaten into my Rebirth time. And then every time I feel like, all right, I've done what I want to do in Helldivers, I need to play Rebirth more, I just keep playing Helldivers. That's the obsession. So those are my 2 PlayStation games. And I also played Splatoon 3 Side Order, which you will find interesting because there's a Tower of Doom
concept. What's better?
So Side Order is the better roguelike because it's a real roguelike. Basically, you are ascending this very big tower. And you got to get to the top. There's bosses along the way. I mean, it show you the whole tower. It's huge. You don't always have to start at the first floor, though. Once you beat bosses, I think you can start from there.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because I was like, this is huge. Like, and the levels, they take me some time, you know, and they're kind of repetitive, honestly. Sometimes it's a little boring. I feel like I'm doing the same levels over and over again. So I'm hoping that after you beat a boss, there's different kinds of levels. Yeah. I got to the first boss and I died fairly quickly and I haven't played since. You go into a level and it's like, get these balls in the pits or something like that. And then you do, and then you move up. And what it does is you choose your next power up, but the power up you choose might be attached to a tougher level. So maybe it'll be like your ink is stronger, but instead of an easy level, you're going to get a normal level or a hard level.
Okay.
And I'm not so great at Splatoon, so I generally choose among the easy.
Yeah.
But you get that choice. And then, you can choose to have better defense, better offense, armor, like drops, item drops, whatever. I'm not great at Splatoon. I'm not like an expert at the thing. So I'm getting a feel for like what I want. You're pretty underpowered when you begin. And then you just kind of get stronger. So I gotta beat this boss. I think I can start at level 5. I don't know. But it's very pretty. And like you have this palette. Remember like when they were showing the trailers, there's like a palette. It looks like you're doing like color swabs from like a Lotus. And you can have different palettes that have different kinds of colors. So there's different kinds of upgrades. And usually the palette is associated with a weapon. So I'm still doing the dually palette. But you can try to beat the tower with all of the palettes. I don't know if I would ever do that. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not like totally engrossed yet. But I like the format of it. I like that they turned it into a roguelike. It's approachable. And you can play it offline. You can play it in your car. You don't have to be online. Because most of the time with Splatoon, you always had to be online.
Yeah.
I still like the Octo expansion from Splatoon 2 better right now. But we'll see. I've been playing that. And then I played Valiant Hearts Coming Home. So Valiant Hearts The Great War was a game I played several years ago. Came out a while ago. And it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's just this 4 to 5 hour puzzle platformer about World War One. It mixes history with, like, they'll talk about, like, Zeppelins in World War One and when they were invented and their weaknesses or whatever. And then you play a level and there's a Zeppelin in it. And then they'll talk about trench warfare, and then you're going through trenches. It's so great. It's emotional. It tells a great story. And it was one of my favorite games ever. And then they released the sequel a week ago or whatever it was on Switch. I was like, what? Apparently it was on mobile already. I didn't know that at all. And apparently it's not a great game either. I think they made this one like several years after the first one, and it's definitely like a different team, and it is designed for mobile. That's where it started from. So there are little mini games that are like seemingly better on a touch screen. There's like these rhythm games that are just like tap over here at the right time, and it doesn't translate to console very well. The story sequences are cut up a weird bit. The story is not as sort of good as the first one. It's a little shorter too. There's 3 chapters instead of 4. It was fine. It had moments. I was glad to play it, but the first one just shines so much more than the second one. It's also a little rough. It could use a patch. There was some times where I got some like really severe slowdown. I don't think it crashed, but yeah, it wasn't as. I was super excited for this. I even told you. I said, "Oh my god, there's a new game that just came out today. I'm gonna play it." But whatever. I still suggest everyone play Valiant Hearts: The Great War. But yep, I finished Coming Home. I literally started it the day it came out, I guess, and I finished it by that night. One day. It's not very long. I would say it's probably like 2.5 or 3 hours, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what I've been playing. What else have you been playing?
Nice. The only thing I've been playing that I taught you guys about in the past, Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages. I have completed, I think, 6 dungeons now, and and now that it's coming back to me, I think there's like 10 dungeons in these games. These games will not go down as my favorite Zelda games. Let's just say that. Blows my mind how anybody ever beat these games before. It's like the things you need to do with, obviously the other one's seasons and this one is ages, meaning you're going from timeline to timeline, right? It's present, past, or future. It's like there's no way my brain would fathom that that's what I was supposed to do. I'm using a guide. I'm not hiding it. I don't care. I just want to experience the game. It's just a game that never ends. And I'm don't get me wrong. I'm having fun. I love seeing the new weapons and stuff, but like just following a guide is just like I had to take a break. I had to play some other things and go back to it because it's a lot. I will say the whole ages and season thing was ahead of its time with, and I know Pokemon has done this in the past and always has, right? But going back and forth, so there was a couple instances I actually did go to my seasons. I loaded up my seasons file and did a quest and put in a code that it gave me. For example, it was like, if you want to upgrade your sword, you can get the Master Sword. And I went and did the quest in seasons, and then I came back to ages, and now I had the Master Sword. So like, it's pretty cool. Like, it's like you could increase your bomb bag to 30 bombs, but you have to go over to seasons and do this, put the code in that they gave me in ages. So like that stuff was pretty cool to see. There was some of them, like there was like some of those, like, what do you call, like the item quest, you have to talk to a million people and keep trading. So there was one I didn't do in seasons. I'm like, well, F that. I'm not going to go play an entire quest in seasons just to get an item. But it's fun. It's unique. The dungeons are cool, but some of them are very repetitive. Like, it's like they'll have like one or two little like niches that it's just a repetitive thing you have to do in a dungeon, and I hate that. So I'm gonna finish it, but I still have like I probably only a little more than halfway, and I feel like I've been playing this game forever. So
can the going between the game? I haven't played these games yet. I still would like to someday.
Yeah, they are fun.
Going between the games, Is it something you could figure out just playing the game, or is it like Nintendo power fodder where you'd have to be told to do it?
No, because what happens is when I started my Oracle of Ages file, you have to right then and there say that you have a file of seasons. When you beat Oracle of Seasons, it gives you this long code. I took a screenshot so I wouldn't forget. So I pulled up the screenshot. When I started my save file, I put it in. Nothing really happens differently. I think it gives you one extra heart. You start with 4 hearts just for beating the game.
Amazing.
So unreal. So when I play it, like throughout the game, when I'm playing Ages, there'll be a person that says, and they kind of word it kind of like in like funny or weird, and then a little code will pop up, like a 6-digit code. And it's like, well, if you go help out the people, and I forget what town it is, whatever town in season, if you go to that town and talk to so-and-so, give them this code. That's what it says. So I'm like,
this guy, I know it's so meta.
So whatever, if you, and it's nice on the app, you literally just go to the game selection, you open it, hold LMZLZR, you do the last load file, and bam, you can do it very quickly. And then you have to go to the guy, and if you know where they are, I mean, if you use a guide, it's easy. You go to them, and he just says, "Oh, you talked to so and so in that village. What did they tell you?" And you put the code in, and like, bam, it's done.
Is it random letters or is it a word?
No, it's like random letters and like a lot of symbols. Like they have like spades and club symbols and diamonds and triangles and squares and circles and numbers and letters. It's a mixture of everything.
Is it unique to your gameplay, or like would this code work for somebody else?
I don't know. It's a great question. But there are certain things you have to do to even, like, for example, there was one time I went to Seasons and I had to talk to a Goron, and the Goron was like, well, you didn't finish my quest yet. So like he didn't even ask for the code. So like there are points in the games that you need to do stuff to open up that even option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I think it's kind of ahead of its time back in the day when you think about it. But it's just a lot. It's a fucking lot for an old school Zelda game,
Yeah. I want to play it on my Miu, and I'm like, because it's a code, it should work, right? It's not like it's looking at a save file. It's just.
I think the key is when you beat one game, you get a code, and then you're right. I just like, are those regenerated every time? I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I got, like,
for example, if you started an Oracle of Ages or Seasons, so it doesn't matter which order you go in, could you find a code from the internet and just put it in right away?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'm wondering.
But the games are completely different. So like if you love Zelda, like you should just play both games. They're just totally different games. It has a lot of Link's Awakening type feel, and they're just two different independent storylines and independent. Like they have different items in each game. Like they don't even have the same items.
It's such an incredible, because like, why didn't they just make a Zelda game? But they really went far and above.
Oh, they did.
That's interesting. Yeah, I got to really look and see. Can you play these games on a Miu? I assume you can.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Cool. But I think they're like 25-hour games each.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot for an old school Game Boy type style game, right? It gets you after a little
more
bit of time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, the graphics are fine because it's that style of 2D Zelda. It's just, it gets you, like looking at and doing these quests, and it's just.
You're on this beautiful Switch OLED and you're playing like a Game Boy Color game.
Yeah. So.
Terrible.
That's it for me.
All right, Leprechaun, tell us about Manscaped.
Oh, top of the morning to you. This episode is brought to you by St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Shavers. Manscaped. This year, don't just chase rainbows. Make your own pot of gold and groom your little leprechaun with the leaders.
You lost the accent. You're just not going to do that.
It's gone. It was just the first sentence.
Okay.
Groom your little leprechaun with the leaders in below the kilt care. Say goodbye to your clover forest with Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0 and your confidence shine bright. Embrace the luck of the Irish and join the 10 million men and women worldwide, but who trust Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off and free shipping. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code NINDADS at manscaped.com. This St. Patrick's Day, make your little hairy leprechaun is luckier than ever with Manscaped.
Nice. I didn't get to hear the dads do their ad read because I do the ad free version. I was like, I wanted to hear.
They did it twice this week because I think
Really?
they auto played Justin's and then Tim did it. I listened to the ads because I know you told me, John, how to do it, and I never did it.
Jesus Christ! Like you still haven't done it. It's not that hard. They give you the directions.
Refresh. Here's the thing.
It's on Patreon. It tells you.
Hold on a second. I want to talk about this for a second because I'm here supporting. I'm the support of the dads because they contradict themselves, right? And we're talking about redoing the dads in a minute. I'm gonna talk about this. So this bothers me.
Okay.
They want you to listen to ads, right? Because every time they have a listen for the ad version of the podcast, they make money. Right? It makes every listen is a tick mark that pays them. That's how ad works. That's how ad revenue work, right? So it's irrelevant because you either pay for Patreon, right, or you do the ads. I'm doing both. I'm a double supporter. Little do they know I'm making them double the money because I'm a Patreon supporter and I'm making them money by pushing play with the ads. They contradict themselves by saying it. You know what does that make sense to you?
Yeah, you're doing two at the same time.
Threesome. I'm threesome in it, where you guys are just doing straight 2-person intercourse.
Hey, I'm just enjoying a perk.
A perk. Well, maybe I need to enjoy the perkiness as well.
You are never going to do it. Like we're talking like 6 months now.
Like it legit would take me what to set this up? 30 seconds?
2 minutes.
Do you have to do it every episode though? That's what I don't understand. I don't get that. I don't understand. That doesn't, my brain can't comprehend that.
So you get a special feed that is from Patreon. I think you have to be authenticated or whatever, but you just plug that URL into your browser, into your podcast app, and it gets it from there. I don't know how it authenticates. I think once you log in, it gives you a URL. But yeah, like and then that's it. Now, if you do a search on a podcast app for Nintendo Dads, you will get the ad version.
Okay.
Like, this one is not something that's searchable. This is a special URL you have to enter in. But the Patreon, if you go to Patreon, it tells you how to set it up.
So I would go to Patreon, I get the link, I put it into my Apple Podcast feed, whatever way it tells me to do it. Now, Friday morning comes up. It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm in my car and I'm driving to work.
Yeah, it's just a regular.
I see, new episode of Nintendo Dads. It's just going to be there and it's going to play ad free.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get that. I don't understand that. I can't comprehend that.
It's basically like a private feed, but it's the same thing. The only difference is I think Tim edits it, and if Tim is not around, sometimes I've had it where it's not there on Friday morning. But I just, you just wait for it or whatever. But it's pretty rare. It's usually over there by the same time as the other one.
I'm going to continue to double support this threesome, and I'm making the Nintendo Dads more money. I want them to know that if anyone of them listen to it, it's because of me you made that extra 15 cents an episode. Just saying.
Go for it, dude. All right, redoing the dads. We're going to sneak this in. We probably should do this after, but let's do it now. Let's redo the dads.
Okay.
So every week I listen to the Nintendo Dads, and everyone should listen to them. But sometimes they answer questions or they talk about things that I would like to talk about. Yeah. And I thought we should bring up, the topic from the show. So I've decided finally, as we're at 199 episodes, let's formalize that. So every episode we do, we're going to take some segment from one of the dad shows and we're going to talk about it as well. Mm-hmm. And for the debut of this feature, just by accident, we are redoing the question I asked them, which is this. Gaming is coming to an end. Square Enix is perpetually disappointed in sales. Ubisoft can't make money selling all their games for $10. And Nintendo is getting sick of people asking for Mother 3 and will close up shop. But the industry has come to you and said you can save 5 existing franchises across all consoles. They are the only series that will get more games in the future. Every other series is dead. What 5 game series would you save? Now, I asked this question to the dads, and they did it in an interesting way. There was 4 of them on the show.
Uh-huh.
So they teamed up, and they each picked 5, but they made sure there was no overlap. So as a team, they were able to save 20 franchises. All other games will never get a game again. So, for example, they did not pick Splatoon out of their 20. So there will never be a Splatoon 4 ever again. But they did save Mega Man. So we're going to get Mega Man 12.
The best was when Tim went and didn't even pick Metroid.
And then somebody else picked Metroid.
Yeah, but but Tim went first. I think Justin picked it after Tim already went.
I think Justin picked Metroid and then said something like, I'm picking that for Tim. And then when Tim went, he picked Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Justin was like, oh, okay, thanks. So between them, they saved 20. But of course, there's going to be some controversy. They were very Nintendo-centric. We can save between us 10.
Oh, okay.
So let's see what we can do for 10. I think it's totally debatable. I'll keep a running list of our current picks.
This is a team effort.
We can negotiate
agree on this if we're saving them.
Now, here's the thing about this question. There are series. So, for example, The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us, but keep in mind, we don't lose The Last of Us. And so the question is, am I good? Am I fat and happy on The Last of Us?
Sure.
That I'm like, I don't need another game. I still have these. Remember, you're not getting rid of the franchise. It's just there will be no new games. So if you are happy with what you've gotten already, you can let it go.
We can let it go.
We can ping pong back and forth to start, and then I think we need to negotiate when we're done.
Okay.
So why don't you start with the franchise you most...
Let's be honest. Should we both just get two of them off the table and say Mario and Zelda?
I think those are fine.
Now, I got a question, though, with the Mario. Like Mario Kart, Paper Mario... sports Mario games, Mario Golf, like are those all encompassed or no? You're talking about like 2D/3D Mario platformers.
That question came up. I think they're different. I think they're different. I think there's like Mario Sports as a whole category.
Sure.
Smash, Paper Mario, and then Mario games.
All right. We'll consider we saved Mario so far. All right, so Mario Zelda, that's 2 of the 10, so 8. All right. I'm gonna go with an oddball here.
Now we also did Legend of Zelda, right?
Yeah, so that's 2.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go out and say Xenoblade Chronicles. I feel like that's a franchise that can continue on, and it's a lot of content. I'm looking for stable content.
But you didn't like 3.
It's okay if I didn't like it. I still played it. I still enjoyed it. I just think it was the weakest of all the Xenoblade Chronicle games made.
I'm just surprised that you're essentially starting with this one already when you didn't like 3.
Well, I wanted to start with Paper Mario, but then I thought about what you said. Would I be happy? There's a lot of Paper Mario games out there that I can go back and replay.
Right.
And there's a lot of different versions. I mean, I think I'm okay with Paper Mario.
Okay.
Even though it's one of my favorite franchises. Okay. I'm going Xenoblade. Put it on the list.
It's on the list? It's such a tough choice which ones to keep. But I'm going to be, to no surprise, I'm going to grab Life is Strange because I want more.
I'm not allowing that.
Well, it's going on there for right now. Because I want more. I'm not satisfied at all. And all the stories are always different. So I don't feel like overdone with it. So I'm taking that one. I am also going to go ahead and take Splatoon. Because the dads did not pick it. And look, we're going to get a new Switch 2, man. I want Splatoon 4.
Splatoon, though. How many more do we need? It's the same game. 2 to 3 had no differences besides guns. No, I'm not buying into that. It's the same game. What else did you do to it?
We'll negotiate. Because when we get the Switch 2, I want another Splatoon. I'm not going to go back to Splatoon 3 on the Switch. It's eventually going to be dead. I want new
that's the point
Splatoons.
Of this.
Yeah.
We don't need new Splatoons.
Oh, we're going to need new Splatoons.
Debatable.
What else?
Wii Fit trainers. Just Wii Fit category of Wii Fit. What's the other one that came out on the Switch? We need more of these with the Wii Fit trainers.
Switch Sports? There was no Wii Fit on the Switch.
No. What was the one with the ring? Ring Fit?
Ring Fit.
It's the same series. It's all connected.
Okay, so you
we just
want
need more of the hottest video game character of all time.
So you argued Splatoon, but you want the Fit series.
All right, you know what? You're right. Let's drop that. Bad idea.
Are you taking it out already?
I'm taking it back. Taking it back. What up? We're gonna be here all night. What about?
We're halfway home.
Halfway home. I mean, I would love to say Mario Sports, but I don't know either. You know,
do we need another Mario Golf?
The same. We need that more than we need Splatoon 4. I mean, I guess I'm going to say Animal Crossing just because I think that's important to have, because I think you could go a million ways to that game in the future. And if it was like one of Nintendo's only franchises, I feel like they'd focus and really expand it. I think that's a game that everyone can get behind. You could make like Animal Crossing, like real-time strategy game.
Okay.
Just saying.
Oh, you mean like you think it'd be like,
why not open
Animal
up
Crossing but different kinds of games?
Yeah, I mean, like RTS, you could do like
you can do a board game. Animal Crossing.
Like a Mario Party. Yeah, didn't they do that at Mimo Festival?
Yes, it was terrible.
I didn't play it.
Yes. They should do like a card game.
That built in.
I am gonna put Souls games. Like from stuff like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, the Souls games. I feel like that should include Elden Ring as well, right?
Sure.
Elden Ring is like new IP, but it's all like Souls games. All right, we need Souls games.
Do we need them?
I think I'd like to see more.
We need what do we have so far? Read the list off for me.
We have Mario, Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade Chronicles, Life is Strange, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, Souls games.
We got a lot of adventure open world games. I feel like this is like
got our fill.
I feel like we need this. We need a sports category in there of some sort. I mean, I think we're gonna go Mario Sports because it's just endless opportunities. No, even though we love Mario Sports, the only problem I have with them is you do like after 40 or 50 hours, like I'm so out of it. You know what I'm saying?
5 hours, yes.
but
yeah,
like you can't even if you like you 100% of them, they had unlockables and like it kind of loses its. But maybe that's because the right Mario Sports game hasn't been developed yet. Is that the problem?
I was excited for Mario Aces. And it kind of let me down, especially that campaign mode let me down. And then I was excited for. I mean, I liked
Strikers
Mario Aces.
Was good. It just it ran out of steam. Strikers was fine.
Strikers ran out of steam.
Term. It ran out of steam.
Mario Golf, I was like, okay, I know you love it, but I don't know. If they made a good, deep baseball game, I would want that. But I don't. When's the last time we got a Mario baseball game?
The Wii.
And I'm also afraid that if Camelot makes it again, it's just going to be the same thing. Here's a campaign mode. It's not going to be what I wanted. The game isn't deep enough.
Do we not want this?
I don't want it.
What about a Punch-Out? No, is that too not deep enough?
Like, if we put it on the list, does it guarantee we'll get another Punch-Out?
I mean, yes, it has to.
Because like I feel like we might put it on the list, but they just never make one.
They're just like, some idiot put this on the list.
It might be dead. Like, that's like if I put Mother on here. It's like, well, but they're not going to make one, so.
I'll go Punch-Out.
Punch-Out?
That might be very.
God, I can't wait till we get like some Nintendo Direct and Punch-Out is in there.
That's what we need.
The Wii one might have been the best one. I mean, the original is, I guess, the original, but like, it was like really all of those challenges and stuff. It made it so replayable.
I agree with that.
I still want to play through and get to the Donkey Kong boss.
Oh, I did. I never beat him though. All right, your turn.
I hate to keep going with series that I know you don't like. I'm gonna need more Fire Emblem.
Oh.
I can't let Fire Emblem go. We've been getting games pretty steadily. I need more. I just need more Fire Emblem.
I'm not
That's
sure how
it.
I feel about that.
More Fire Emblem.
We need like World of Warcraft on consoles. I'm shocked that hasn't happened yet. Is World of Warcraft dying? Is it dead? I guess I don't really know the answer to that question.
I don't think it's dead. In fact, I think they did like the classic.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah.
They
Like
brought it back.
it's you could like play it like in its
As a-
original form.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's one of those series that like might be so overwhelming for new people. But are you prepared
I'm
to put?
shocked it hasn't come to the consoles.
Yeah, there were some thoughts it might because Xbox bought them.
Mm-hmm.
But
True.
it is surprising that it's not on console. In fact, I didn't really know that until people were talking about that. And there's so many games too that seem like they're PC only, like Baldur's Gate.
Can you play that on like a Steam Deck?
Probably.
I think you can play the Lord of the Rings online game.
There are games that are playable in Steam Deck, but they're not like certified necessarily. Let me see.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I wonder if it's
no, people are playing it. I don't think it's deck verified, but people are playing it.
All right. What about like a Sim City? Are you like a Sim guy? Not like The Sims, like a Sim City type.
I used to be
Tycoon, Sim City.
They have was it Skyline Cities, Skyview, Skyline Cities?
Did Tim say that one actually? Did he say
he did SteamWorld Build? I don't think he said the Sim. Oh, Cities Skylines is on PS Plus, but I kind of look at it, but I'm like, no, I haven't been into that lately.
Yeah, me either. I guess I'm out on that.
Tim did say the SteamWorld games in general.
I would take World of Warcraft. I think that's if they could put those on consoles like they did with Diablo, and it has evolving content, kind of almost like a Monster World, but a little bit Monster Hunter. I'm sorry, but a little bit more. I think diversity. Let's go World of Warcraft. I want like a true MMO on consoles. That would maybe spark my interest a little bit.
Interesting. All right. Here's our list right now. Mario, yes. Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade Chronicles, Life is Strange, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, Souls games, Punch-Out, Fire Emblem, World of Warcraft. Here is the question. You've left off Pokemon.
I know I did.
Okay. Do you think we just don't need more, that Scarlet and Violet was so janky we don't need another one?
Thing is,
you've had enough?
I'm new in the Pokemon world.
You've been playing Pokemon for years now.
Shit, I've played Let's Go. I've played
Scarlet,
Shield, and I played Scarlet. I played 3 Pokemon games. I have a big backlog of Pokemon games I can play that will fill my gap.
So you're saying you don't need it because there's so many you haven't played yet.
They're all the same, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I love the older 2D games more than the 3D games, but I love Sword and Shield. I love Let's Go.
I loved Shield.
I loved Arceus.
I still have to play that one.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I could use more Pokemon. If you don't want to put Pokemon on, I would trade Splatoon for Pokemon.
I think there is more in Pokemon than Splatoon. Because we saw Splatoon 2 to 3, and it was the same thing with just new maps and new guns. It's the same game, right? It's always going to be, it's like Smash. It's always going to be the same game. It's just going to add characters and look visually better.
What about Smash? Are we just happy with Ultimate? You think like...
I'm not even a Smash fan, so you're asking the wrong guy. I don't need it. I played it.
I'm happy with Ultimate.
It's kind of like Mario Kart. Didn't come up once. Do we want more Mario Kart? Yes. Maybe that should be on there. But at
Mario
the same
Kart,
time,
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was so good and has so many courses.
Yeah, what else are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, like, do I need another one?
No, we don't.
In 10 years, I'll want another one, but
you'd always go back and play it.
One of them I'm struggling with is Monster Hunter.
I know, I saw that.
I've really enjoyed it, but a couple of things. One, a lot of these Monster Hunter games the Monster Hunter games are very similar.
Yep.
And I could play Monster Hunter World forever. I could go play Rise on PlayStation or something, which I haven't played yet. I could play that, so I think I'm good. And games like Helldivers are kind of the same genre where it's like 4-player co-op.
Well, I gave you World of Warcraft. There you go. It's the same concept. They're all the same. You battle up. You go.
World of Warcraft is not the same as Monster Hunter.
I know it's better. It's better.
So I'm going to give up Monster Hunter because I think I'm satiated with Monster Hunter for a long time.
What about The Witcher?
That's a tough one because there's like 2 or 3 Witcher games coming.
Would you drop Xenoblade for Witcher?
Absolutely, I would.
I
think the Witcher games are just better than the Xenoblade games.
I could be talked out of Xenoblade. We could drop that.
I would say I would put in The Witcher and I would put in the Horizon games over Xenoblade.
I haven't played those obviously, but they look like my cup of tea. Even something like Dragon Quest, that one that we played was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but I don't know how many.
I've only played the one. You played you played Monster or Treasure.
Treasures was a totally different game, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But that's the type of thing. You keep the franchise, they build spin-off type games, right? Like, are we going to get spin-offs from Xenoblade or The Witcher? I don't know.
They did like a Gwent game.
You know what? Let's go with The Witcher, because I think me and you both love that genre and lore of that game. I don't know if we would get tired of it, but
I feel like it's more replayable than Xenoblade 2. Like, you could play The Witcher in different ways.
Sure.
I've been wanting to replay Xenoblade 2 and 3, and I still haven't.
Play Ets. We need a remake of Ets.
Oh, yeah. I set up my Wii U just so I could play X someday, but I don't want to play it in the basement, so I don't know. Maybe I should bring my Wii U like up to my office someday and play it on my TV. All right, so we have Mario, Legend of Zelda, The Witcher, Life is Strange, Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Souls games, Punch-Out, Fire Emblem, World of Warcraft. I feel like those last 3 are the most shaky. I will never let you take Life is Strange off. But those last 3 are shaky.
World of Warcraft is not shaky.
When's the last time you played World of Warcraft?
I haven't had the access or ability to play it. I did say if I ever bought a Steam Deck, they do have Lord of the Rings Online, and I wonder if my account's still active, because I would probably play that again. It's World of Warcraft, but in the Lord of the Rings world. So
even if you got a Steam Deck, you would not play World of Warcraft.
Well, why would I commit to that if they have the same game, but in Middle Earth? I would pick that.
So why is it on the list?
All right,
I think we should get rid of World of Warcraft. Get rid of this. Oh, but you're going to want to replace it with Lord of the Rings.
That's my point. I think World of Warcraft has more people that are open to it. It's more of a broad subject.
I mean, I would be more willing. I would be a lot more willing to start a World of Warcraft character than I would ever in my life play Lord of the Rings.
That's my point. Keep it on the list. It's on the list. It's a good game.
What about Punch-Out?
Punch-Out is tough because, like, what else could you really do with the series?
So here are some series that I have written down that we would lose. Tomb Raider.
No, I don't care.
I think I'm good with the trilogy, and I've played Lara Croft Go. I have it on my phone. I'm kind of going through that very slowly. I played like the games they put on the Switch. Remember, they had like a couple of games they put on the Switch, and the first one didn't really hold up. I still have to play the second one. Spider-Man. I think I can let go. Those games are great, but there's 3 of them, and they're all very similar. They get better, but I think I'm good with Spider-Man. Smash Brothers we talked about. Overcooked.
No, that's fine. We have the old one. They're fine games, but
I have Horizon, and then I have Persona. I know you haven't played these.
Not Persona. No. The
Last of Us and Uncharted. I think Uncharted's done anyway, so I would definitely let Uncharted go because I don't think that one's going to have any more games. What about Metroid?
You're asking the wrong guy.
What about, let me take a look at a list of like what we're missing. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. I'm glad we saved Pokemon. Pikmin. That's an interesting one. What do you think about Pikmin?
Pikmin, you could do like party games. They do a lot of spin-offs with Pikmin. I'm a big fan of Pikmin. Number best game last year.
You think we've had enough Pikmin? I mean, you have 3 more Pikmins to go through.
I do. Donkey Kong.
Hey Pikmin on the 3DS.
I'm not playing that.
Hold on. Wait, I keep hearing screaming. Yeah. Dylan is screaming about Kirby. I can hear him. Do you hear that?
I do a little bit. I've become fond of Kirby in the last 2 years, but it's all the same games too. The games that are just repetitive, unless it's like a Zelda or Mario.
If you told me all the future Kirby games are going to be like Forgotten Land, I might be convinced. But I don't need more Kirby. Donkey Kong. I do like the Donkey Kong platformers.
They did. I'm not, they're fun, but I'm not in love with them.
I would be tempted to trade Donkey Kong for Punch-Out.
I would rather put Pikmin than Donkey Kong there.
I definitely don't want. I'd rather have Punch-Out than Pikmin.
Okay.
All right, we'll leave it there. Star Fox was saved by Marty, I think.
That's dumb. That series.
What have we gotten in the Star Fox series?
Nothing. Submergence. That's it.
Submergence. It's coming.
It's coming soon. Nintendogs.
We're just not going to get. Nintendogs was the best with the stylus.
This conversation has gone on way too far. We need to wrap this up.
All right. Are we happy with what we have then? So here's our list of games that we're saving. Mario games, which is 2D and 3D. Yep. Legend of Zelda games, The Witcher series, Life is Strange, Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Souls games, the Punch-Out series, which means we will get another Punch-Out. Fire Emblem is saved, and World of Warcraft.
Yes, it's coming to Nintendo Switch. The only thing I would say, Luigi's Mansion, I would switch out Punch-Out would be with just Mario Sports in hopes that we get like something amazing, and it opens it up for so many sports. But if you're okay, then I don't have to do that.
Give me a steady stream of Punch-Out games. I'll be good.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
They're just better. I mean, like, I don't know. Even though we haven't gotten one, if we get a game like the Wii one, I have a feeling the next Punch-Out game we're going to get is going to be a Wii remaster.
We're definitely getting a Mario Sports game this year.
Okay. Sweet. All right, let's get on with the show. Drew, if you want to join Discord.
Uh-oh. What does that mean?
You put this here.
Oh, yes. If you want to join Discord. There has been someone asked the other day, if you want to join Discord, how do you get on Discord? Well, since we are part of the beautiful family of the Nintendo Dads podcast, you do have 2 options. You need to either, one, become a Patreon of the Nintendo Dads podcast. Look them up on Patreon. If you need the link, we can send you the link. $1 a month. That's all we're asking for. If not, you want more. Or you can subscribe to them via, what is it? What do you call it? Prime subscription?
Right? Yeah, with Twitch.
With Twitch. If you do that, I'm not in the lingo with this. If you do that, you also get into the Discord. I think you have to do one of those 2. We need Tim here to probably go into the lower level details. But if you really want to get on there, just reach out to us. Send us an email. It's in the show notes, or find us somehow. Send us a voicemail. You know how to contact us. Everything's in the show notes. Go to the show notes, and you can contact us that way. But we would love for you to join, because if you join the Discord, you can enter in all the amazing contests that we're going to talk about a little bit sooner, like Chubby's Bracket and the monthly mayhems and any other random giveaways. I mean, there are giveaways we do that you don't have to be on Discord, but you'll hear it more in there. We talk about it a lot more. We send a lot of links. We send reminders. Hey, don't forget to do this. So you definitely want to be part of the Discord. You can listen to John and I rant, and along with everybody else rant. So, but that's it, John. That's how you do it.
Nice. we have a Apple review contest going on for March. This is the last show you will listen to that will tell you to leave us a review. So listen close.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us an Apple review. You can leave a new one or you can redo your old one. But it's got to be dated in March before our next show, which is March 31st. And we will pick first of all, we're going to pick our favorites and you will get an extra lottery ball. And then we will throw all the names in the hat. The people who got picked as our favorites will get 2 lottery balls and we will pick a winner. And Wario is going to come and give you a $70 eShop card. All you have to do is leave a review and you can get $70. You can buy a $60 game with tax and still have money left over. So leave us a review. It helps us so much. Yeah. And you can win $70. It's a lot of money. You can know on March 31st. Well, listen, April 1st.
And like John said, you need to do it now, as we're telling you, because it takes sometimes 5 days to show up, right? So you need to do it now. So when we have our podcast, it will be in the system because we're going to pull it while we're recording and just still do it. I mean, realistically, what's the most someone's going to like? What's the most we would get, John? Between 10 and 20. And that's probably on the high side. So even if you have 10 to 15, you're giving yourself like a 10 to 15, probably like a 10 to whatever % chance of winning $70.
Yep.
Just do it. Just go write a review and write a good one. Like I said, whoever writes the best one gets an extra lottery ball, which means you double your chances.
Yeah.
No brainer.
No brainer. All right. Chubby's Bikini Bod 24 is in effect. We just ended the first week. I had the biggest weight spike today.
Ooh.
And it totally hosed me over. I think I'm in last place for the first week, but
did you
just
tell me
the worst.
Who's in first, John? Did you just do it? I'm just curious.
Chubby Drew is in first place.
Chubby Drew.
Was it a salad week? What was your secret?
I've been eating I haven't even been exercising this week. I don't eat as much anymore. I just don't snack. And when I eat, my meals are smaller. You know, even today, corned beef and cabbage, I just made my plate. I said, I don't need a lot, one piece of each. And I see other people going back for seconds. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Just one plate. That's all I need. And I just smaller portions and being more active and just, I feel this is the least. I was looking at, since we've been doing the Chubby Bracket, this is our third one technically. I looked at all wheats and if you do a personal all wheats, you can look. I've lost 20 pounds in 2 years. So I lost like about 10% of my body fat. I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel great. This thanks to all of us for helping each other, motivating each other.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So.
Well, I hope I have a better second week. I don't think I did terrible, but man, I think I had the party yesterday and it was just the worst. I felt so bloated. Ooh.
Yeah, it's tough.
But let's get those chubby bikini bods going for spring. That runs from March 11th to April 8th. So there's 3 weeks left to go. We also have a monthly mayhem we talked about earlier today. It's Balatro. That is going from March 9th to March 30th. So a couple weeks left on that. There's 3 categories. We have most stakes completed. So basically it is the number of unique decks and difficulties that you have beaten. So if you beat the game with base difficulty red and you do that 5 times, it'll only count as 1. Mm-hmm. But if you beat it with base difficulty and then the second tier in red, you'll get 2. Or you do it on base difficulty red, base difficulty blue, it's 2. It shows up in your profile. So what you want to do is on the title screen, you go to, options and then stats.
Yep.
And basically just take a picture of that screen and submit it to the monthly Mayhem Balatro scores channel.
Best type of Mayhem when you can just go to one screen and just take a picture. It has all.
Yeah, and I changed it from the original format just to make that easier. But most stakes completed, most rounds in a completion, and most Joker stickers.
Nice.
So the more times you can beat the game, you'll get those Joker stickers. And some people have gone like 30 plus rounds.
God bless them.
Crazy. It gets really hard.
I did the last time I won. I had a Joker that removed the boss's like buffer attack, which was
that's what they were talking about in the channel.
Oh my god,
that feels like it makes it so much easier.
It was so much easier when they flipped the cards over, or one boss is like a high stake type boss. It made the game so much easier.
The flipping of the cards
Is the worst.
Is easily the worst one because it just ruins the fun of the game.
I agree.
There's no strategy. You can sometimes tell, like, I'll often guess what the card might be because it's sorted by rank.
It's a face card.
Yeah, but it's like it just takes the whole game and just kind of breaks. It's like I don't like that one at all.
I agree. It breaks the game.
Yeah, I want to break the game. I don't want them to break me.
Agreed.
So yeah, if you're in the dad's Discord to enter, you got to be that. So what we talked about before, and go in and submit your scores. And if you've been playing the game for a month or two, right? You don't have to start. You're not starting from scratch. So show us your scores. Maybe
we'll have the winners for this on episode 200 as well.
That's right.
We'll be giving out a lot of money that episode.
All right. So we got some news on Mario Day, which was a Sunday.
Ooh.
Nintendo dropped videos. They just never do that on Sundays. So that was a surprise. Although, we thought we might get it, but we did. And in chronological order, we'll do these one at a time. Mm-hmm. They announced 3 new games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. Dr. Mario Golf. This was the original one for Game Boy Color. And Mario Tennis for Game Boy Color, which I don't know if the N64 Tennis came out before this or after this. But those games are already available. They were available March 12th. Have you tried Mario Golf on the NSO?
No, I'm
surprising.
Out. I know this is the one I think that doesn't even have like Mario characters. It's like,
oh really?
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I'm not gonna. I'm tired of these old games. I'm not gonna lie. Playing the Zelda, I don't need to play more Game Boy games.
I've heard some people say this is their favorite one.
Really?
Maybe I think it has a better campaign or something like that. I don't know.
I'll have to give it a go now. Now you got me intrigued.
Oh, I thought you knew about it. I
didn't play this one.
That's just what I've heard. So those are available. I thought Dr. Mario was already there. I was actually surprised. I guess
think it was for Game Boy, but not Game Boy Color. Is that what it came out?
I think this is the Game Boy game.
Maybe it's on the Nintendo.
Yeah.
NES.
I wish I was better at Dr. Mario. Maybe I should play it.
Remember when it came out the mobile game?
Oh yeah, then they killed it. I swear there's like a million Game Boy games I want to play on my Mii U, and I never freaking play them, but I want to. It's so annoying.
Did they ever come out with all the games? I thought there was supposed to be did they come out the 5th one? Wasn't there 5 games they promised? Or
what on
mobile?
Well, there was
Fire Emblem,
Mario Run, Dr. Mario, Mario Kart,
and Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah.
Guess it was 5. Really? Never a Zelda game.
Well, they also did what was that RPG that was on mobile?
Oh yeah. That was the pay to play type thing. Was that them though? Or was that just like they partnered with somebody?
Them. It was, and it's gone. Like you can't even play it anymore. Dragalia Lost.
I played that for a little bit.
I wanted to. When they said they were going to kill it, I was like, I'm going to play through the whole thing.
It reminded me of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 when they have what you call like those little what you call those guys that you got? You had to spin a dice for them, and
like the blades.
The blades, yeah. It kind of reminded me of that. I think you got characters like that through blades, and it was at a random draw loot bots type thing.
I've played tens of hours of Fire Emblem Heroes, and I've like reset my account multiple times just to get a nice fresh start. The last time I played, I would only keep female characters, so I had all female armies, and I enjoyed it. And the first time I played, I was like getting a lot of like the bathing suit babe ones and stuff. It's so good, but it. You sit there and you just play small levels of Fire Emblem, and they're great. They're fun. They're easy. But after a while, I just can't do it anymore. It's like, all right, I've been playing this over and over again. I actually quit Monster Hunter Now last week. I enjoyed it a lot, but I was just doing the same thing over and over again.
That's that game for you, Monster Hunter. You wanted to save it.
All right. We got this weird announcement that had just like, I don't know what Nintendo is doing. They're trying to make everybody very uninterested in anything they do. They were playing clearly
Yeah.
of like some trailer that they had, but just playing the end with the date.
But this was definitely like your point though. Like if you weren't a Nintendo fan that knew about these games coming out, you would have been like, what
Yeah.
the hell is this?
Yeah, they're
Why
giving
not
you a
show
date.
30, but why not show a 30-second trailer? Like
Exactly.
we're not asking for a 3-minute, 30-second trailer for the people that don't know what this game is, shows you the game.
Right. Very strange.
It was
So yeah,
odd.
they showed us the date for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door a lot earlier than I thought it would be.
Agreed.
May 23rd. So that's in 2 months.
Mm.
And yeah, they just showed the end. We've never seen the full trailer of whatever it is that they showed us, but they also showed us the release date for Luigi's Mansion 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically the remake or the remaster, the update to
Yep.
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon from 3DS.
I'm
That's
excited
coming
for
out.
this one.
Yeah, that one's coming out June 27th.
Never
And
played it.
again, they showed just the date, but then later in the day they showed a full trailer.
Yeah.
Not even a minute, but at least it's like, why didn't they just put that in here?
Just make it an 8-minute video. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Like you already, I mean, the people who are watching Miyamoto's announcement are gonna hang around for this direct like thing. And then they announced, and I was surprised by this, Super Mario Brothers Movie 2.
Uh-huh.
And they gave us a date of April 3rd, 2026. That is
2 years. Yeah, that's on
way sooner than I thought. Right?
Yeah. I mean, when did the last has it been a year now since
Last
the
one
last?
was April, I think it was April of 2023.
So unless they knew even before the success that they were going to make it a franchise type thing, and they already started 4 years, like they could have started before that movie even came out.
They had to anticipate that this is probably going to be it's probably going to do really well. Maybe it did a little better than they thought, but they were saying that they're doing storyboards right now, and that's what had me surprised, because you're doing storyboards right now and the movie's supposed to be released in 2 years.
Yeah.
It tells me that they're reusing a lot of the assets, the animation, whatever.
Same actors, hold on. Weird that they came out with an actual date too.
I know.
Like April 3rd. That's very specific.
There must be some specific reason why they picked that date. Maybe that's when the Switch 2 will come out.
Oh, jeez.
2026.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very interesting. So I want to follow up on kind of this, right? So now that we have these dates in mind, first of all, interested, no first party game in April, right?
I don't know what's coming. I'll look up and see what's coming out in April.
I don't think there's anything coming in April, but I think it's interesting now that we have all these dates, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts now that we know this on the second half of the year, right? Because I almost anticipated like a June/August release for these games, right? So now that we know everything that Nintendo has to offer or announced already is coming out the first half of the year, I guess the question comes to, is Nintendo setting up the second half of the year? They're going to have a direct and all these other newer games or remakes, or are we truly back on board with possibly a new console in the fall?
They should be putting out a new console. I don't know why they're not, but I'm
should for
not
the fall.
convinced that there's going to be some stellar new game in the second half of the year. It's possible, but I don't know what Nintendo's doing.
There's no way they can do another 6 months now with not some big games. Like, you could have 1 or 2 new games or a new console.
When is the last big Nintendo game that came out?
I don't know.
I can't even remember.
It's been a while.
Nothing this year, right?
But we don't know anything. We don't have even anything. We have no idea what's the next. There's no more remaster. So I think that's my other question for you is, what games do we know that were originally announced for the Switch, bigger games that never came out, right? Like we heard a while ago about Deca Police, right? That it got delayed. So does Deca Police come out on the Nintendo Switch at this point, or no? It's somehow it's that could be. I could see that game as like a new console release date. It's not like major, but it would get people to buy it. It probably showcases the new console well.
Why are you picking Deca Police?
Because that's a game that they kind of pushed. It got delayed, so obviously they're putting a lot of time and effort into it. Is it first party Nintendo, or are they just like publishing it?
I think they're just publishing it.
I could just see it as like a game that comes out on a new console, that there's not a lot of games out and everybody plays it because there's nothing else to play type thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's second party, I would say. I don't know.
Star Wars Hunters, that's one I've been tracking forever. Like, odd that that game never came out. Did they just cancel it?
I mean, it's not a Nintendo.
No, that was no. But I'm just thinking of games that were originally announced for Nintendo Switch that we still have not seen. Like, at this point, can we just
Metroid Prime 4?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think that like there's it's concerning. So I guess, I mean, what's your take? Like, what's happened in the second half of the year?
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the list. They have of games that are announced: Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Endless Ocean, Princess Peach Showtime, Luigi's Mansion 2, Mario versus Donkey Kong, Another Code Recollection, Super Mario RPG was November of last year. The last like original Nintendo game was WarioWare Move It in November, but I wouldn't say that was a big game. No. I enjoyed it. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, you have to go to October 20th.
Yeah.
That's a long way to what? Past May? When did I say?
And there's nothing coming out before July. We know that for a fact.
Nothing coming out before June 27th. So You're talking 8 months of just remakes. I'd be hard pressed to be convinced that there's a big game coming out in the second half of the year.
Which makes me want to say that a new console has to be coming this fall.
I know. So like, what's with the whole, like, it's delayed to 2025?
I don't know if that's true. I could see like a June/July announcement.
Yeah.
And saying coming this fall with no release date yet. And then like, it's just going to be probably October, November timeframe.
It's just a disaster.
If not, then you need to come up with like at least three new games. I mean, they're going to be remakes, but whatever. You don't have to come up with 3 Nintendo games.
There is a chance Metroid Prime 4 will still come out. That would be second half of this year. If it's not the second half of this year, it's going to be, at the very least, a Switch 2 and Switch 1 release.
It will have online capability. That game.
You think they're just going to make like a Mario Odyssey 2 or something in the second half of the year?
And I don't know. Nintendo just
feels like they're it just feels like they are.
Let's say this though: if they did, then the Switch 2 is not coming out for a while.
God, it's ridiculous. What do you make of the Thursday releases? Luigi's Mansion 2, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door are coming out Thursdays. What the fuck?
Maybe they want us to take Fridays off. But again, I'm not taking Fridays off for remakes.
Nintendo always puts game releases, to me, game releases are Tuesdays and Fridays. Nintendo generally does Fridays for their first party games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why suddenly we're doing Thursdays. Why would they just change right at the end?
It could be.
I think they're testing.
It could be a real. I don't know.
I like Fridays because I can play the game the whole weekend if I want to, right? So what do you think? Thursday? Why Thursday?
Maybe a retail. It might be a retail thing. I honestly.
I wonder if retailers have said that.
Maybe retailers like I keep putting them on shelves, and we see that a lot now. And they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's just move it a day earlier, and they're just going to put them on the shelves anyway.
But they're going to put them on the shelves on a Wednesday.
Well, maybe based on shipping and unpacking, and if they ship them out Monday morning, by the time they get them, maybe that's what they did the research, and they just found that typically it's Thursday they're ready to go. You know, like maybe by the time they unbox them and everything, like Wednesday's too soon. They just say, "Oh fuck, let's just make it Thursday. We don't have to worry about it anymore."
It's so bizarre.
I don't know.
All right, I have a quick game to play with you.
Okay.
Nintendo has been doing remakes and remasters for really the entire Switch lifetime, right? Ports from the Wii U, and we're getting ports from 3DS. But there have been a lot of remasters and remakes, a ton of them. And 2 of these games that got announced, Luigi's Mansion 2 and Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, are $60 games. If you pre-order them, that's what they are. $60.
Sure.
And it lead me to think about it because I'm like, God, you're going to sell Luigi's Mansion 2, which wasn't even a good game. That was like $40 on 3DS. And you're going to sell that for $60 on the Switch years after it came out. And it doesn't sound like there's any new features in it. It's just like maybe they'll announce something a little bit later. It doesn't sound, but so far, none. There's no new features to it. So is this an attractive game to buy for $60? Now, they've done other remakes that I've been like, yeah, sure, I'm all aboard. So I'm going to run through some of these recent remakes and remasters.
Okay.
You tell me if you would or did pay $60 and why. Or tell me, no, you would never do that. And
buy
why.
or sell. All right, so
yeah, buy or sell.
Okay, right. I like it.
Super Mario RPG.
Buy. I think strictly because it's a nice long game. It's well, is it that long? But I've never played it. Easy sell, easy buy for me because I never played it.
So you had never played it. It's accessible.
Yeah.
New stuff. Okay.
And it's Mario. I mean, Mario has a name to it that just like when you pay extra for the name brand, unfortunately.
Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door.
That is a $60 game. It is there's a lot of content there. I think it's a $60 game, regardless.
But you have played it and you own it. You own it on GameCube.
This is one of my favorite top 5 games of all time.
Would you say you're going to buy it because it's a favorite game of yours and you want to see every little change?
Yeah, and accessibility, right? I mean, do I want to pull up the GameCube or the Wii or whatever to play it? No.
Okay. I'm a no on Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
I'll be honest.
I did enjoy it.
Paper Mario could have been one of those games that we said, hey, we're adding some GameCube games to the NSO, and Paper Mario was one of them.
Yeah.
It could have been one of those. They didn't need to do a whole remaster. Though, again, top 5 game. I just don't know if you could have probably done that and been happy. GameCube games hold a lot of their, the graphics just hold up.
Yeah. I'm with you with RPG because I had never played it, but I'm going to skip Thousand Year Door.
No, you're not. Have you played it?
I've played through and beaten it before. I'm not into the big long Paper Mario ones. I don't know. I'm not into it. Maybe if there's a big discount later on, but I don't know. I'm not.
What about Luigi's Mansion? Are you picking that up?
Definitely no. I'm not a huge fan of the Luigi's Mansion series, honestly. Wow. I played through it on 3DS.
So let's be blunt. You're not getting Princess Peach. You're not playing Nintendo for the next 3 months.
I'm not playing Nintendo published games.
What else are you going to play? I mean, I guess some indies that are coming out.
I've got plenty of. Yeah, I'm playing Balatro. I'm playing through the Mario.
Big games though. Even
Pepper
third party.
Grinder. I got it. No, I have a bunch of Switch games that I'll be playing, but yeah, not these.
Okay.
Are you going to buy Luigi's Mansion 2?
I never played it, so I'm interested. Yes, I love Luigi's Mansion.
Okay. Mario versus Donkey Kong. Was it worth 50?
No. It was not. 40 at most.
Would you buy it again? Or would you skip it? Okay.
I didn't even enjoy it. It wasn't even fun, but I
don't think it was worth it. I might go back and play some of the extra levels, but no.
You know why? If I didn't play that game couch co-op with my wife,
my
wife, very nice, the answer would have been no. I would have beat the game and stopped like you did. But the fact that we played it and like she liked it and it was fun playing with her.
So romantic.
Yeah,
How many times did you have sex after playing Mario versus Donkey Kong?
I'd say probably 2 to 3.
Okay, so it was like you finished a level, you guys were like hyped up.
Yeah, reenacted it. I was Donkey Kong.
Xenoblade Chronicles. The what do they call it? The definitive edition? Or what do they call that one?
Yeah, that was worth it.
Definitive edition.
Was that the first one?
Yeah, that was the first one. They re-released it after 2.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah. $60?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say yes on this one because I hadn't been able to finish it. It's accessible and yeah.
That's also something though, right? At that time, they knew they were making a third one. They wanted to get people interested in the franchise.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was actually a reason to do that. And for all we know, they're making another Paper Mario and another Luigi's Mansion. And like I'd like to think, and I could be 100% wrong, there's reasons why they picked these games. right? There's a bigger story to tell that we don't know about yet. And maybe if we looked back, maybe this is something we should do on the next episode or something. Maybe that's a backlog idea is which remakes ever led to something further down the line?
Like to respark a series.
Well, Link's Awakening, did that respark anything? No, it didn't.
No,
right?
I mean, Zelda wasn't going away.
No, but they never made like a new 2D Mario or anything after that. It was just they rebooted it because it was a good game. So maybe I'm totally off. And now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. All right, next.
Kirby Return to Dreamland. I don't remember what that went for, but I think it was full price.
Dreamland. Yeah, I liked that game. We played it as a family.
So you played it.
I'm a sucker. I buy every first-party Nintendo game, John.
I am seeing the trend. I did not buy it, so that one.
That was good. We had a mayhem on that.
Return to Dreamland Deluxe was $60.
Yes, that was worth it. It could have been $50.
Did we get it?
But...
Oh, maybe we did. Oh, I did. I didn't play it. I did buy it because
games. Yeah. I liked that game. That was good. That had a lot of the mini games, and I don't know if that was in the original, but that had a lot of playability.
Wait, was it not Forgotten?
No, Forgotten Land.
I think we did buy it. I didn't play it though, so I'm a no.
Yes, I liked that game. I liked it.
I bought it for Michelle. Link's Awakening.
Yeah, that's another top 5 game of all time. So this was another good remake for me.
And it was so graphically remade.
That's what we need. You got to put some spins on remakes. Like that's different.
Right. Yeah. That one was Link's Awakening almost was like a whole new game.
Agreed.
It was so cool. All right. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp.
Not worth it for me.
It's tough. I did enjoy it.
Was that 60 or was it less?
I think it might have been a little bit less. Let me see here.
I guess it is two. I guess it is 2 games. So $30 a game, if you think it from that point of view, I guess is worth it.
The first one is so inaccessible. This one had both. It didn't really add much of anything, honestly. I don't think it's worth $60. But I don't think they should have charged $60.
They pulled the Link's Awakening in here, right? They did remake it and make it look pretty and make it look fun and smooth, but I think I just found that it was still stale and dry for me.
Yeah.
The game just didn't offer a lot.
Yeah, I played through both of them, but I just don't think it was worth $60. So are you saying yes or no?
I think it was worth it. I just didn't enjoy it. Because, I mean, $30 a game isn't terrible.
Okay. Pikmin 1 and 2.
Again, haven't played them, but the fact that you did 2 games, so $30 each, it seems worth it to me. I mean, again, I've only played 4, but I loved it.
How much? Was it $60 too? Pikmin 1 and 2? Good gravy.
But you're getting 2 games out of that. That's different than saying Pikmin 3 is
$50. It was $50.
So $25 a game.
Yeah, it was very inaccessible, and they
could have easily released those separately and charged $40 or $50 for each game.
God, would you say yes for both of them, or would you have said no at that point?
Well, I didn't even buy the first one, so I guess I'd say no.
Oh, okay. Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
How is this 60 or 50?
Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I think, was for sure 60.
Well, this is on my wish list, so I will be buying this eventually. I'm just hoping it would go on sale for a little bit. Actually, I want it physical, but you can't buy it anywhere physical.
Yeah, it's a little older. I enjoyed this one. Pikmin 3 was on the Wii U, right? I think that was that was a Wii U game.
I'm gonna find Pikmin 3 used and I'm gonna buy it.
Not right now. Let's do the show.
Okay, sorry.
Metroid Prime Remastered.
No. How much was that one?
I don't think that one was 60.
I did not enjoy that game. It felt so empty and bland.
That one was 40.
Still not worth it.
I'm going to say yes on this one. I think it was a fantastic game. It was inaccessible. They really did a good job with this remaster, and it was $40. I think it's a nice little shelf piece to have, and then you can play it on Switch, and they improved the controls and stuff like that. Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I mean it's worth it. It's a Zelda game. It's Yeah, I'd say it's worth it.
Not an inspiring answer there. Was it worth
Skyward
it?
Sword, I've always had mixed feelings about that game.
Yeah.
But it was good. You know why? Because I never finished it for whatever reason in the past, and this allowed me to finish it.
Yeah, it was a little stinky.
It's never. Well, the second half of the game is, bleh.
I did. I don't think I ever finished it either. I thought I had finished it, but when I got to the end of this game, I don't remember it at all.
The middle half, the middle of the game is.
I'm a no on this one only because I feel like the new control scheme wasn't great. I had so many troubles, and I appreciate the controls, the new controls, but I had so much trouble doing the vines. I kept hitting the wrong button because you're supposed to hold L to move the camera. I can't remember
that.
Like that. It was very clunky. They didn't redo the controls in an engaging enough way.
So I didn't really love it. The exercise I said earlier, right? Skyward Sword. They kind of did that. Was it kind of hinted towards Tears of the Kingdom? A little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. What was that hinting towards? Pikmin 4. So I think sometimes Nintendo does have this rationale and reasons why, and then other reasons they think they're going to make money, and that's why. So I guess there's no way to tell what these two games are doing that's coming up.
And did Skyward Sword tie to Tears of the Kingdom the way we kind of thought it did? I don't feel like it did.
No.
I feel like it wasn't like I needed to play Skyward Sword to understand some lore in Tears of the Kingdom.
100% agree with that.
Yeah. Last one, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which is maybe more of a port. But
was that 60 or 50?
I feel like that was 60.
I don't think it was worth $60.
The thing was, it was $60.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They added Funky Kong.
Yep.
I don't think they added anything else. I think it was just Funky Kong.
$40 or $50 game, personally.
So you're no on this one.
I'm a no on that one.
I love Tropical Freeze. I love that it was accessible. It really was not necessary though, and for $60, it just that's too much. It was the same game. So of this entire list, the only games you said no to were Metroid Prime Remastered and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You took all these other $60 games. I said no to Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 2, Mario Donkey Kong, Kirby Return to Dreamland, Advance Wars 1 and 2, Pikmin 1 and 2, and Skyward Sword and Tropical Freeze.
I will say, without playing Luigi's Mansion 2, I could see that maybe being a $50 game. Because from what I recall a little bit, I don't know if it's going to be a super long game. I think it's like broken up at the little levels. So I would say
Mansion games are long in that you just if you suck up everything because you're like a completionist, everything takes longer.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm fine with. Don't get me wrong. I'm fine with all of these games being put out, made more accessible. If all of them were $40, I could stomach it. But some of these at $60. Tropical Freeze was really was a frustrating one. And then what was the other one? Mario Donkey Kong at 50 was just
that was ridiculous.
I was thinking there would be something really great in that, and I feel like I didn't really get that.
Think of this comparison, right? Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, $60 compared to Mario Wonder, $60. Like how do you say that's the same price? It shouldn't be, right? They should not be the same price.
You can do that with a lot of games, but in terms of quality. But yeah, when one's a remake and you're trying to get the same amount, it's ridiculous. Another one I could have added to this list is Captain Toad, when we got that re-release very early in the Switch lifetime.
That was only $40 though, I think.
I think it was a little cheaper. They added co-op, and they did add some Odyssey levels. There was new content.
Yep. That was a little different. I didn't even play it because it was too fresh, but I do like those games.
It is getting a little frustrating that they keep doing these remakes. I mean, when they're only giving us remakes and then they're all 60. Just ridiculous.
They're going to make money if they're not putting out any new games.
You know, if you're not going to put out new games, then maybe you shouldn't make more money. I don't know. Even games I liked, it's just like, but in the end you feel a little hurt. Like, God, that was not worth the 60. Yeah, that is tough. I don't know. But, yeah, It's hard to tell when a remake is worth full price $60 and when it's not. I think you have to go on a case by case basis. I think it's individual to everybody. Some of these are selling well, some of them are not selling well. At least we're getting Princess Peach, which is a new game, even if I'm not super excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, at least it's new. But it is weird to see. I really wish they would not charge so much for these remakes, honestly.
Agreed.
All right. We got one question from the community. It's from Darth Platypus. This Sunday, today, is St. Patrick's Day. Which video game characters do you think would be the most fun to hang out with at the pub? Who was going to start a fight? Who was going to end the fight? Honestly, I think, she's not my favorite character in the world, but I like her. Samus Aran, because here's how I picture Samus Aran. She's a bounty hunter. It's a tough job, stressful, like fighting off aliens for what? Bounties, just to make a living. You know what I mean? And man, she comes in, she walks in, like takes off the helmet, sits down, probably like legs spread, just like,
See that.
just relaxing. You can hang out.
Or Zero suit to the cleavage a little bit.
You hang out. You're just like, tell me about your day. Like, just let it loose. And she's like, God, all the space travel's exhausting. It doesn't pay well. I think she'd be cool to just kind of hang out with at a bar.
In that same exact vein, I'm going to go with Geralt because I feel like he'd be the same way. And I just see him, fucking A and F and this and F and monster, and I cut my arm. He'd be all,
hey, tell me about it.
Yeah, and then some guy says something to him. What the fuck you say? He's just.
I love the way he talks. It is.
Me too. Even
hilarious.
when Cavill, whatever his name is, played him in the show, like I liked the deep. It made the character like a little different, rather than him just like talking normal.
Yeah, there's like a backwards way to the language that is so iconic or so. And when he was in the Monster Hunter World, it was like the same way of speaking. It was cool. It was hilarious. Who was going to start a fight? I got Waluigi for this one. Waluigi's going to cause trouble.
Yeah, I should see that.
He's always angry.
Yeah, I could see like what do they call the Koopas in Bowser's Castle that always have like little spears and the little spiked helmets? Those guys.
Oh, the ones that were like in the movie?
Yeah, they're in the movies too. That's right.
I don't know the name of them. The Koopa.
Spike Koopa?
Spiky Koopas? Spiky.
Those ones.
Yeah. But they're like standing up.
You can't. Paper Mario, they're in a lot of those games. You can't jump on them. I think it's
Spiked Koopa, yeah.
Those guys.
Koopa.
Who's
going to end the fight? Got to be Bowser. I think,
maybe Ganondorf. I just see him at a bar just.
I feel like Ganondorf would cause more trouble.
Yeah, he like flipped the stool and like.
Do you think a villain is going to stop a fight, or maybe like it's got to be a good guy that stops? Like Link is not going to cause more trouble. Yeah, we'll start a fight. Like Waluigi, you said spiked Koopa, but who's going to end the fight?
Maybe end it like
got to be a good guy.
I thought you meant like punch the guy out, like ended it. But you said all right. In that case, I'm going like a shy guy. He's just gonna get in there, but like just try to break. Like no need here.
Shy guy is like everyone destroys shy guys.
Yeah, and he's the guy that's trying to stop it, and then he's gonna like punched in the face.
And everyone's gonna feel bad for shy guy.
Yeah,
his real face will come out and be like, "Oh God, like what have I done?"
You ever see that meme where like he takes his mask off and his face is like another mask or something? That's what we need in Mario movie 2. We need the shy guy to take the mask off.
That would be make it huge. Like an NC-17.
Just like a penis.
I have heard some podcasts try to theorize what the story of Super Mario Brothers movie 2 will be.
Already?
Yeah, and I think there's some obvious ones, like where did Princess Peach come from? Maybe we'll get some of her story.
Yeah. We know Yoshi's
Luigi's
involved.
Mansion type stuff, like, but
That's just what they want. I mean, you got to look at the actual movie and see where it ended and where it's going. I mean, Bowser's captured. They're gonna find the Yoshi egg. Princess Peach is now in Brooklyn. We know that there's some history there, but we don't know where she came from. Is she? I think that's where it left off. I would have to assume it's not just gonna be like a Mario game where it's just fresh start into the Mushroom Kingdom and all the characters. Like, I think they're gonna continue the theming of how it ended and they got it. It'd be silly not to, because they had a little open-ended things that left off, right?
Yeah.
So
do you think if Princess Peach has been in Brooklyn, that the next movie she should have like a kind of a Brooklyn accent? I think that would be great.
God.
She just starts talking with a Brooklyn accent. She's been saying, "Hey Mario." I've also heard like taking Bowser and having Bowser become like, freeing Bowser from glass because there is a common enemy between them, like
100%
some of the games
agree.
are.
I could, just like in Mario and Rabbit, yeah, Bowser will become the good guy. Especially having Jack Black, you need him in there a lot more, and he can't just come back as the villain. I 100% agree with you. He's going to be back as a good guy, and there's going to be, but that's the conversation. Who's going to be the villain?
Wart.
Wart would be cool.
Wart? No, who is it? I mean, in Mario RPG, the villain was, I don't know. I still don't even know, actually. But who was the villain in Mario RPG? It was a sword, and it was like
it was the
other
sword
dude. It was like
robot alien thing.
Yeah.
What about like Odyssey? Who, is it that hat guy?
Yeah, I don't remember who the villain in Odyssey was.
Was it the hat guy? It was like the hat guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Guy?
I don't even remember. What about the hand from Smash Brothers?
That's dumb. What if they multiverse it and bring like Ganondorf in? They wouldn't.
God.
They would not do that.
No.
What about like Luigi's Mansion, like King Boo? He was in the first one, or
yeah, he was already in it.
K-Mac maybe like F.U. Bowser, or I don't know. There's got to be someone
not
big.
Cool enough. Yeah,
there's got to be someone big. We'd have to.
So I definitely want to see Bowser be a good guy. I'd love to see him in the movie. Like you said, you got to bring Jack Black back. But if it's like Bowser got out of his enclosure and now he's
I want to see like Mario and Bowser like busting inside jokes with each other because like they're friends but they're enemies. They're friends. Like that. That's what we need. Him still trying to hit on Peach, but like right in front. Like that's what we need. But on like the good side, and they're fighting. I mean, it could just be something stupid or common. I mean, maybe the whole movie takes place in Brooklyn and they go to Mushroom Kingdom for, I don't know. I hope it doesn't.
I'm curious because I don't know what I would do. Oh, there's going to be Yoshi too. We got the Yoshi tease as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very let down. I think it's just going to be like they find the egg. I don't think that's going to be the storyline. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be they find Yoshi and he's just going to be one of their sidekicks.
Yeah, I think we'll see more with the Yoshis. I'm worried that because they're gonna reuse a lot of the assets, the second movie won't be as good as the first movie, but it also is possible the second movie could be much better. Like I can see people saying the first movie's good and everything, but the second movie's great.
Well, you gotta remember too, right? They couldn't introduce everything. There's too much in the Mario universe.
Yeah.
Right? So the second one, I think we already saw screenshots of stuff like some of these other characters that aren't as common that we can introduce a little bit more slowly. So I think it would be a little bit better because you couldn't throw everything at you in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
And we'll get Tropical Freeze. All right, that's all we got. One question. I want more questions.
More questions. We didn't. Speaking of episode 200, we should have some type of motivation, for every time. We should give away a prize and entice people. If you submit a question, you're entered into the prize pool or something for, maybe submit a question. Also submit what's your favorite memory of the last 200 episodes, and maybe we need to put a little something together. And every time you answer one of those or submit a question for next episode, we give away something.
Now's the time. Well, do an Apple review and put your question in the Apple review, and that's your $70 lotto.
And if we come up with something between now and then, be in the Discord to see what it is.
Yep.
Well, John, what do we have coming up the next couple of weeks?
200. We have, it's baseball season. MLB The Show 24 with poster boy Vladdy Guerrero Jr. comes out March 19th. That's in 2 days. That's across all consoles. Princess Peach Showtime, March 22nd. That is this Friday, right? Not Thursday. Friday. So bizarre. South Park Snow Day comes out March 26th. And then the game a lot of us are waiting for, Pepper Grinder, on March 28th. I cannot wait. I am playing this stuff because I'm going to play Pepper Grinder day one. I'm just kind of in a holding pattern. People keep saying I'm not playing games on Switch. I'm playing Balatro. I'm playing the Mario Sonic. The Mario Rabbids. I'm playing Side Order. I'm just waiting for Pepper Grinder. That's it. No new games until Pepper Grinder. That's it.
That's all we got.
All right, man.
That's the show.
That's a show. When we come back, it'll be episode 200.
It's a lot.
I have a idea for episode 200. Drew knows what it is. We're not going to talk about it now, but we've got a few ideas. But that's going to be a fun one. All right.
Very
good. Night, dads.
Peace.
The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available. And if you're using Apple or Spotify, please do consider leaving us a 5-star review. Pretty please? Find us on Threads, Instagram and TikTok at @NDadsAfterDark, or you can leave us a voicemail. Check the episode notes for details. Join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in the Dads After Dark show channels. That's where we chat and participate in monthly Mayhem contests, game tournaments and other fun activities. Get access by joining the Nintendo Dads Patreon or by subscribing to their Twitch channel. Check out our Substack at dadsafterdarkshow.substack.com for articles, links to social media, and our merch store. Fancy a t-shirt, perhaps? A big thank you to Family Jewels for our show's theme music. Check out his YouTube channel to hear other awesome Nintendo cover tunes. That's all for now. Good night, Dads. Sweet dreams.
I actually like chickpeas.
You like chickpeas.
But now I'm always going to be thinking of that.